Welcome to Library Out Loud, a conversation about any and all things related to the Spokane County Library District. Library Out Loud is brought to you by the Spokane County Library District and our friends at STCU. Now, here's your host, Jane Baker.
Hello and welcome to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker, the Communication and Development Director for the Spokane County Library District. Joining me today is Gwendolyn Haley and Mary Ellen Brax, Library Services Managers at the Library District. And you both have a similar but a little bit different areas of expertise. And I am so glad to have you both back on the program again today because you do so many great things that we could probably do several programs together. Let's start out talking about something new that was introduced at the district this year.
Yes.
And that is our Library of Things.
Yes. I know libraries, we've always circulated and been a place where people could come and borrow books and, vinyl back in the day.
Sure.
And then we had cassettes and then we had CDs and now we have movies. But we started letting people borrow some of the things that we have that kind of defy any of those regular descriptions, but realizing that the library is a great place for people to borrow something and try it out and see if it's useful. And we wanted to create opportunities for people to experience more learning opportunities in particular, regardless of whether they could afford to go out and buy the thing themselves. So it started with, interestingly enough, we talked about the STEM bags.
Yes.
And we had some of those things for kids. And then we had an opportunity when the Spokane Astronomical Society approached us and said, would you like a telescope for people to borrow from your library? Well, we like to say yes. And we said yes, and we'll figure out what to do with it. So they made it for us, and it's an Orion telescope. It is a beautiful telescope, and it's a really, really good one. And it's available at the Moran Prairie Library. And so we figured out how we would make it available to people, and they can find it in our catalog under Library of Things. And then another library member donated a telescope that they no longer used. And we said, well, great, thank you very much. And we started circulating that too. And so that was the start and it was sort of
kind of got the ball rolling.
And, we had to figure out, we'll have to catalog it and make it available for people. And how will we check it out? Because it doesn't fit, we can't put it in shipment to go from library to library. So if you check that out, you have to pick it up at the Moran Prairie Library because it's a little delicate.
Sure.
So we can't put it in a box and ship it to another library. And so that was the start of it. And we said, what else do we have that people might want to borrow and take home? And so we've been using snap circuits and programs for quite a while. And snap circuits are a simple way of building circuits where they literally snap together. Looks very much like what you would snap up a jacket, or and you can build simple circuits and create with motors that spin fans and make noises and all kinds of things and light up lights. And we said, well, these have been really popular, and we have more than enough to use for programming, but we also have some that we could let people borrow.
People check out,
So we started circulating those.
Awesome.
And they're always out. And you can put them on hold through our catalog. And it's great because, kids will come into the library for one of our programs and they're using these and they're learning and they're playing and they're having a lot of fun. But in a, 2-hour program, there's only so many things you can build. But when you can take it home for 2 weeks, you can go through a lot more of the projects and kind of really learn more about how electricity works and circuitry and some engineering and a lot of problem solving because things never quite work the first time when you're trying to follow the pattern. And it's really been a great experience, and we find that the community is really excited about it.
Absolutely. And it works just like checking out a book.
It does.
And you just have a library card, you check it out, you have a due date, you bring it back when you're done. And no cost.
No cost. And people have been so excited. And I think part of it was we were at an event in the Spokane Valley where we, at their Spokane Valley Fest.
Valley Fest.
Valley
Valley
Yes.
Fest,
Yes.
yeah. And we were there for a STEM night, and we brought the snap circuits, and people were so excited, and they kept asking us, are you selling these? And we're like, well, no, we're the library. We don't sell
We
things.
don't sell things.
We all share, and we're like, well, people really, really wanted these, and
Sure.
so that was part of the impetus too. We thought, wow, people are really excited about this, and why shouldn't they be able to just check it out? And it belongs to the public because we're the public library, so
Absolutely.
why store it in a closet until we're using it when it could be in people's hands and everybody could be continuing to learn?
Absolutely.
So we started
That's great.
looking around for what else could we let people borrow and check out, and the list has grown from there.
Wow, that's great. So, other things on the library of things.
Oh,
What
yeah.
can we check out?
Well, one of the things, speaking of electricity, we've had for years these kilowatt kits from Avista.
Yes.
They gave them to us, and they're available. And, in the wintertime, as you see your electric bill go up, or in the summertime if you're running your indoor air conditioning. But,
Yeah.
and I have teenagers, and they all have devices, and if I need to prove to them that you can unplug that for a little while or
Sure.
turn it off.
Sure.
But it's a meter that you can plug in an appliance or something else to it and see how much energy it's using even when it's not turned on.
Sure.
Which is a great way to go through and find energy saving opportunities in your house. Unplugging your toaster, unplugging your coffee maker when you're not using it.
It is surprising that just because it's not turned on doesn't mean it's not using electricity. You know, the little off light takes electricity.
Yeah, and the little, if it has a clock.
The clock or anything that has to remain programmed. But yes, these kilowatt kits are great.
Yeah, and we've
because-
got them in all of our libraries
Yep.
and multiples, and you can put them on hold and go through and find all the energy vampires
That's
in your
it.
house.
And-
And so that was another thing that we made available.
Mhm.
And they can be placed on hold, and if it's not available in your library.
And that's great. That's great to take an audit of your home and see how you could save some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then after that, we started looking and going, well, okay, so we had the snap circuits, and then we did some, we were able to get some camera equipment. And for a grant project that we finished, and we had this nice camera equipment, lighting set, video camera, backdrops, and all of that. And we said, well, this is something that the community could probably make use of. So we made that available to check
Yes.
out.
Yes.
And which is great, because if you're a student doing a project and you have a presentation and you think, God, I really would like to make a video of it, but I don't have a camera, and I want something a little higher quality than my cell phone would be.
Sure.
You can check out the equipment from the library and record your whole presentation. We've got people who are borrowing it to, film, family events or to make a special video. I think people are doing it for podcasting and things like that.
Yes.
That they're using, and so that's available. And so we do have the studio at the Spokane Valley Library where you can come into the library and use equipment, but we also have a kit that you can check out and take off-site.
Yes. And the studio at Spokane Valley also has programs and also computers with the software, editing software on
Right.
it.
And help in using it.
So if you have questions, what aren't we providing, really? That's everything right there. For
Yeah.
somebody who has just a little bit of interest, you can check it out. And it's professional equipment.
Yes, it's professional grade.
Yeah. Professional, and there's backdrops, green screens, those type of things. And then how to edit it. And then you have help right there to assist you.
Yeah.
So all for free.
All for free.
Yeah.
And again, these are things that the library has, and we've just been really trying to be good stewards of the resources the community
Absolutely.
has
Yes.
in our library, and making sure that they're not sitting gathering dust.
Yes.
The whole purpose of everything in the library is to be borrowed, enjoyed, and used by our community.
Absolutely.
And so that goes for the stuff we have too. So a few years ago, we put out a broad call, asking for people to donate Legos.
Yes.
And the community
The
responded.
community was awesome.
In
We have
abundance.
so many Legos,
We have
so many Legos.
So many tubs of Legos, and we use them all the time. But there are times where we're not using them, and we've had schools approach us, and other organizations, like preschools or individual people asking, well, can we borrow the Legos for our homeschool group or for our preschool family night? And so yes, you can. You can borrow the Legos from us, and we have like I said, tubs and tubs and tubs of Legos.
Yes.
And so those are available. And we have on our website, at seld.org, if you look for Library of Things, you'll actually find a page that talks about reserving a kit.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of these are things that you don't check out through the catalog. You have to reserve them, which is nice. So if you know, I need it on February 16th
Yeah.
for one day,
Yes.
you can just make that request. And if someone else is not already using it, then you can reserve it for yourself for a specific date for that. So that's how that works for the Legos. We also have a family construction zone. And this was another project that Mary Ellen worked on.
Yes, and we worked with the Educational Service District, ESD 101, building this, and we had seen another library had something similar. We had done Blockfest, so we wanted to do something kind of like it, but a little bit different. So we have a set of blocks that you can check out, 5 different kinds of blocks, some really huge ones, some nice little tiny ones that have little architectural designs on them that the kids can use. We have little counting cubes. We have foam blocks that are just great to use because the kids can really get into how big they are and then really move them around easily. So you can check out the kit, and you can check out if you just want 2 of the kinds of blocks, that's fine. If you want the whole kit, we've had a lot of schools use them for family engagement nights, both preschool and early elementary, and so those are available to check out. We have the kits housed at North Spokane and Spokane Valley because they are so large. At one point, I could actually fit the whole kit along with the signs that go with them. The signs actually have questions for families or teachers to use with the kids, those open-ended questions. I could fit it all in my Prius. Nothing else could fit in my Prius.
We should say Mary Ellen is a petite person, so you know, if you're 6 feet tall, that might not work for you.
So we do encourage people to come with a larger vehicle to put the kits in, have somebody to help them. We had some that were very heavy that we've split up into more boxes now, so that makes it a little bit bigger to pack in. But it's really nice because it does have the sandwich board signs that come with it that you could set up if you're doing an event that ask, okay, these are some questions to ask. This is some vocabulary to use with the kids as you're sitting there playing with the blocks. And what we've really found is that really gets the whole family involved.
Sure.
So that's why we called it Family Construction Zone, and that is really why we wanted to make them available not just for our use, but for families to use. We've had people reserve the kits for birthday parties. And so, and so you can, just like Gwendolyn mentioned, you can go online and you can reserve them for the day that you want and for how long you want. Some of the schools may have them for a week. But yeah, you can go in and check those out too.
What an awesome resource in our community. I just want to kind of recap this a little bit. Not only is the library providing all these different things that you can check out. I mean, we have it. We don't want it on our shelves. We want it out in your hands. We want your kids learning, your family learning, interacting with your children and growing all these ways. But we're not just giving you stuff and saying, figure out what to do. We're also kind of giving you plans, lesson instructions, and prompts on how to grow with it and how to grow the whole community this way. There's some fabulous things at the library. Sorry, I'm getting all excited about the library.
I know.
There's so many great things. There is. I mean, people are surprised that the library is so exciting, but it really is. And we're going to talk more about some of the exciting things we have going on at the library right after we take a break on Library Out Loud.
Is your child having trouble coping with a personal disability, but don't know where to go? Consider our friends at Breakthrough Incorporated. Breakthrough takes great pride in mentoring their DDA clients who have intellectual disabilities and their BRS clients who have challenging behaviors toward the creation of safe, appropriate, ethically sound life goals. They integrate programs at school and home to enrich their lives. They work hard to make a positive difference in you and your family's lives. Breakthrough provides a highly structured, fully staffed residential setting in local neighborhoods. 6 in Spokane and 2 in the Tri-Cities. Diagnosis affect people differently, so their service to each resident is unique, giving them the opportunity to grow and evolve. For more information on Breakthrough, visit their website at breakthroughincorporated.org.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org.
Hello and welcome back to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker, and with me today, Gwendolyn Haley and Mary Ellen Brax from the Spokane County Library District. We're talking about things you can check out at the library that are not books. So, what is the weirdest thing you can check out at the library?
I would have to say it's our set of skulls.
Skulls?
Yes.
Like skulls?
Right.
Okay.
They're replicas. I should be very clear. A couple of years ago, we were really fortunate to be able to host an exhibit called Exploring Human Origins from the Smithsonian. And as part of that exhibit, they left with us a set of skull reproductions, 5 of them. And they're reproductions of skulls that they have in the museum that start with Australopithecine, so very, very old, million years old, up to, and that's a rough figure, don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Up to Homo sapien skull, which would be what we all are.
Yes.
And you can pick them up, you can hold them. They were actually 3D printed out of a high quality
cool.
resin and then hand painted by the Smithsonian artists to look exactly like the replicas that they have, the actual skulls that they have in the exhibit at the museum.
Wow.
And the great thing is, if you're teaching about human origins and you're looking at, ancient hominids like Australopithecine or some of those other early records of people, and you can hold them in your hand and look at them, and there's just something about holding that skull and thinking about there was a person, a hominid, who walked on the earth that looked like this, and this was their skull, and you can trace the differences because there's 5 of them, so you can kind of see over time there was early hominids, smaller cranial capacity and brow ridges, and up to what a Homo sapien looks like, and our skulls look like. And I think it's just so great to be able to be hands-on. And so for a teacher, if you're covering this subject, it's available at the library. It checks out in a case with wheels.
Yes.
Just take 5 skulls with you
and
around.
and is that would be probably who would check these out?
I think
probably
so.
A teacher.
Unless, or I could see a homeschool family too. I mean, if you're working on a project, or really, I think if a student was doing a research project and wanted to get a chance to handle these, that would be. But most likely, it's going to be teachers. It's kind of a specialty item. But I do love telling people that you can check out a skull, or 5, or from the library.
Wow, that is amazing. And I remember that exhibit. It was very wonderful.
It was a fascinating exhibit, and it
was.
And it really is a neat chance to be able to. This is a case where the museum came to us, and then people are able to take a piece of that home. But of course, we have other museum opportunities too.
Yes.
In the library.
Yes.
So we've been fortunate enough to have a couple museums here in town that are really tremendous organizations. And I'm talking, of course, about the Northwest Museum of Arts and Culture, and then Mobius Science Center and Children's Museum. And they graciously partnered with us to provide free passes for families to visit their museums. So this is a case where the library is bringing the museum to people, or we're bringing people to the museum, something like that. So another great learning opportunity for families in our community, and each pass allows for 2 adults and up to 4 children in the same household for free admission to whichever museum it is for the day. So right now is a great time because the Northwest Museum of Arts and Culture has that Titanic exhibit, which is so cool. And a really great learning opportunity. And Mary Ellen and I know from years of working with kids that the Titanic in particular is fascinating to kids and adults alike.
The ship being out in the ocean, the kids just love it.
Yeah,
and those
they
are
love
some of our most
disasters.
popular books. Yes, they love disasters.
Disasters.
And I think it just captures your imagination and in a way. So being able to have the exhibit here in Spokane and for more and more families to be able to go and visit that, and I think and highlight another learning resource in our community.
Sure.
And then with Mobius Science Center and Children's Museum, I've been in the area for years, but there's always something new. They're great hands-on learning environments. And just like we have all the hands-on learning that we do in the library, it's another opportunity for families to get out with their kids and enjoy themselves, but also for their kids to have these enriching learning opportunities that they might not otherwise have. And it's free admission if you use the pass. And I think for a lot of families, it may be been a little while since they visited a museum, or maybe they've never been at all. And we want to make sure that every kid has that opportunity for extended learning like that.
And these are available to check out.
There's one at each library.
One at each library, a very popular program. You check it out for a week.
It checks out for 7 days.
2 adults and up to 4 kids.
That's right.
You know, for a family that's struggling financially, that's a huge amount of savings and still get to go see something like that, because the Titanic, you know, by the time you pay for 2 adults and 4 kids, it can add up, and it might be a barrier, but we've broken down that barrier.
That's one of the things that we as a library have as our mission, is to remove barriers for people to access educational opportunities
for everybody,
for
that's
everyone.
Right. Yes, that's a great program.
We're excited about it. And the one thing I should say is they are very popular and you cannot reserve them. So it is a little bit of it's your lucky day if you come by the library and it's available. But, you know, we have them. And so right now they're really popular because they're brand new. I predict that they'll probably kind of taper off as people have the first rush. And so if you wait a couple weeks and try again, but everyone will get their lucky chance at one point to borrow one.
Just check back. You know, like I said, one at every library, and that's 11 libraries. And so all over the community. And we'll just keep trying back.
Just keep trying back, because it'll come around. You'll get your turn.
Great. We have other things going on this year. This spring. I do want to point out the Engage magazine. These are available at all our libraries. Also, a few other places around town you can pick these up. They're free, and it is online, and it tells you all the programs that we have going on through May. And we have a lot. And some great stuff. So what else should we bring up?
Well, I do want to mention that we are always adding new things to our Library of Things.
That's right.
Because one of the ways we add to it is we have some programs, and sometimes there's tools or things that we need for a DIY or do-it-yourself or hands-on art program that then we've used them, and we're like, well, let's just make this available for people to check out. So the most recently we added upholstery kits. So the staple guns and some of those things, you provide your own staples, because it's hard once you've upholstered something to pull the staples out and return them. So that there's some consumables that go along with it, but so that people can do that, because sometimes you have one project and you don't need the tool forever. You need it for the one thing you want to do. The other thing we added were bottle cutters. We had some really fun programs over the summer at the library where people were cutting old bottles and creating garden votives. And so these are cutters that allow you to take a wine bottle or other pretty bottle and cut the bottom off or the top off to create a glass. And we have the instructions on how to use it. And again, it's kind of a specialty item, and it's not something that everybody needs all the time, but it might be something that you saw on Pinterest or wherever. I'd like to try that. Well, we have the tool available, and you can check it out. With the photography programs that we have happening this spring in our libraries, once the programs are over, we're going to be adding those really nice cameras to our circulating thing. So if you're looking for a really good camera to try out and take some pictures with and kind of learn how to use, it's a great chance to check one out, try it, and then see if it's something you you really want to continue and pursue, because sometimes you don't know.
This is true.
I myself may have on occasion started a new hobby and got all the stuff only to find that it was not going to be a lifelong passion.
Yes,
but I
yes.
still have all the stuff. And so it's a great way to try
things
something out.
Well, like with the upholstery thing,
Mm-hmm.
like you'd mentioned, we had this class last year about
Yeah.
how to do upholstery. I mean, for me, I'm interested in it,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you want to try upholstering one chair and see how you like it, see if it
Right.
works, or maybe you're great at it, and that's all you needed is to do the one time. So, excellent example
Yeah.
of how. Not only are we working with the STEM kits and getting kids ready for kindergarten, but we're also working with adults.
Yeah.
And the things that we want to learn as adults. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And part of what I do at the library is Mary Ellen is our early learning services manager, and I'm in charge of what we call our education and enrichment.
Yes.
And that kind of covers a whole host of different types of opportunities, but it really is lifelong learning. It's about learning and pursuing your passions, whether you're a 7-year-old really excited about circuitry and wanting to check out the snap circuits all the time and do every single project in the 1,000 project manual that comes with the kit.
You know some of these kids.
I do. Or, maybe you're an adult who's just kind of exploring and you're like, I'm trying some new hobbies and I'm just ready to try something new and have some new creative outlets, whether that's with video or photography or upholstery. And the library has classes a lot on different projects, and we had a bunch of art classes in the fall, and we
Yes.
continue with that, and opportunities to learn how to knit and do other things. We have books and materials on all of this, but the thing that we love to do as a library is provide not only that opportunity to read for yourself, but then to get together with other people
Yes.
and learn together.
Yes.
And I think that's just taking it to that next logical step for lifelong learning is to create a space where people can come together and learn that, and then provide the tools to do it as well.
That's it. It's great work. It's great work, and you guys are doing a great job. And
Thank you.
I feel very lucky to work with these two ladies, I have to say, because I learned so much, and the great work they're doing in the community has just really enriched the Spokane area. And
Thank you.
It is really great work.
We really do love what we do.
We do. We
Yes.
do. It's a lot of
You
fun.
do. You do.
And just
I-
knowing that we're helping families and helping people with their educational pursuits just is really rewarding for us.
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome work.
And
So-
we're always open to suggestions.
Yes,
Yes.
you are.
If
Yeah.
there's something that you think we absolutely need to have in our library of things, well, then reach out to us through our website or
Yep.
email us and let us know.
Yeah, love to hear from you.
Yeah.
it's great. So check it all out. There's so much going on at the library. Not only can you find out from the Engage magazine, but our website at scld.org. And who knows, come by, take a class, see what's going on in the library. You might find something new. So again, for Gwendolyn and Mary Ellen, thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
me.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time on Library Out Loud.
Library Out Loud is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksOnline.com, which is solely responsible for its content. Ask a question, recommend a guest, and hear this program again online anytime at SpokaneTalksOnline.com. Library Out Loud is brought to you by the Spokane County Library District and STCU. Go visit and explore your local library today.